Manor Lords just released into early access and it has been super successful, needless to say, breaking many records where they've had the most concurrent players than any city building game ever on Steam, and also they've been getting extremely good reviews, and all this coming from a solo developer called Greg, also known as Slavic Magic. Now, a lot of people have been enjoying the game, but there's a lot of people wondering what can we expect next from the game, seeing that this is an early access and it's version 0.7, so there's quite a few things that we can still expect to come within the game. So I'm going to list you all the things that we can possibly expect, which is more like a speculation, and then I'm also going to talk to you about things which are confirmed already either by the developer or that you can find within the game, little tips and hints on which direction it's going to go to. Slavic Magic chooses not to make his roadmap public, and seeing that he's a solo developer and that has already sold over 1 million copies, I think it's the right move to do. So let's maybe first cover the things that's already confirmed by the developer on what is coming to the game. So the first thing is there's definitely going to be more maps, and with the new maps that's going to come in, we're going to find greater bodies of water. So this was discussed on different social platforms, for example on X and Discord. It was brought into the discussion that there is going to be more maps and they will have bigger bodies of water also on this map. So I mean, I can imagine you building beautiful cities and towns next to the lake, and that's something that I'm really looking forward to. Whether or not the lakes are going to be incorporated for fishing or anything else, that I can't say at all at this stage. And then of course another thing that is confirmed for Manor Lords is the fact or the ability for us to be able to get cavalry. Now that is a vital thing to have, cavalry or knights within a medieval game, and I think it's a thing that a lot of people are looking forward to. And I think there's some technical issues with how the cavalry runs and how they get used in the battle, but that's something that is also confirmed going forward. Another two things that have been confirmed for Manor Lords is that you're going to have the ability to build fortified walls as well as watchtowers. Now we should be able to build ourselves a really proper looking medieval town or city, and then I think with us being able to build fortified walls and towers, we also can expect maybe some more fierce attacks onto our cities, and that's just going to give it another nice twist and change the strategy of how you build your towns and cities. Also confirmed for the future updates is the extension of the development tree. So you can see there's a lot of locks on the development tree from into all directions, and I think we're going to also be able to increase the city to higher levels. So at the moment we only get up to 6 levels that we can increase, so you can see I've already unlocked all 6 levels here, but I think we can maybe in the future updates we might get up to 8, hopefully up to 10. We can extend the development tree. Right, so and then aside from that we've got the policies. Currently we've only got 2 policies unlocked that we can access for the town, and then we can see a multitude of policies that we'll be able to use going forward into the game. Now I think the 1, 2, 3 and 4 is representative of the burgage plots that you've got available. So I think if you've got a certain amount of burgage plots in each level, it will grant you access to more policies. Now we don't have access to the tier 4 burgage plots, but I definitely believe we are going to get burgage 4 plots, seeing that there's blocks also indicated in the menu. So yeah, we're definitely going to get a level 4 building, and then this will unlock these policies here. Now there's another tab here which is called production, which I'm really not sure how this is going to work, but I think it's to prioritize certain production. So when we go into the game, we can see that there's a couple of things. When we go over to the tabs of all the resources that you get, there's some hints and tips on what we can expect coming next to the game. So when you go to the construction tab at the top right corner, you can see that there's 2 items that we don't really utilize it, and the one you don't have access to at all, and that is the blocks. So the blocks is indicative of more advanced structures that we might get going forward into the future. We cannot craft these blocks, but it might indicate that we're going to have maybe a tier 4 housing. So we're going to use the blocks probably for the tier 4 burgage plots, and then also to improve the church, because you can see now currently it says small stone church, so that's probably gonna enable us to build a large stone church maybe. So that could be indicative of that, and also to improve the manor, to have maybe a stone structure using the blocks. Then also additionally we do have the wooden parts. Now I've got different theories for the wooden parts, but the one that I think is the most likely, the wooden parts will be used for crossbows. Now when we got the pre-access to the early access release, we could see within the tabs of the weaponry there was one item that was added there, and that was crossbows. So I think with the wooden parts we are probably going to get crossbows in future DLCs, or sorry, future updates, but I can't say that with certainty, so that is more of a speculation. And then also when we go here to the tab of the crops, you can see that there's dung and fertilizer. Now we cannot get access to the dung or the fertilizer, but it does indicate that we might get something like a compost yard, which will then obviously convert the dung into fertilizer, which we can use for the crop fields, which is going to give us a far greater yield to all the different crops that we get, and also just to boost the fertility as a whole. When we go to the commodities tab, we can see that there's one commodity that we can't get access to at all, and that is salt. Now we don't have any salt deposits on the current map that we can play, and now I don't know if the commodity will be just plain salt in itself, or if it will also give us access to cured meats, which will provide a different food source altogether. And you can see there's another one that's listed there, is the herbs. Now the herbs, we don't really use the herbs at all at this stage, so I'm also thinking that we might get access to an apothecary going forward into the game, so because we still need to utilize the herbs in some way, but at the moment you really can't do much with that other than trade it really. Now just to look at some further speculation, before the release of early access, the content creators were granted access to the game. We had 2 items within the weapons tab that was not listed and that you cannot use at the moment in the game, and the one looked like crossbows, which I did mention before, and the other one looked like lances or javelins, one of the two, but I think it's most probably going to be lances, seeing that we are going to get the cavalry, but it's still speculation, so I cannot confirm that. Well, that's it from me, guys. So there's a whole bunch of content that is confirmed for the future updates, and then there's also a bunch of speculation, but I think we've got some pretty solid clues on which direction it's going to go to. But if you did enjoy this video, if it was helpful for you, please do remember to subscribe, as well as press the bell notification button. I do cover any game that's in regards to city building, crafting, and survival. But thank you so much for watching, and then I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.